I just left the bank with $1 million in cash, and we are going to turn this $1 million into $1 billion. That's right, $1 billion. The Billionaire Series is back in Farming Simulator 25. We are here on the base game US map of Riverbend Springs. And we have absolutely nothing. No equipment, no land, no assets. We have nothing more than the clothes on our character. And $1 million in the bank, which is pretty good. So we're here at the store, and I'm taking a look at the sales to see what is going on in town. And there's nothing that's overly interesting, except for maybe the Big M. It's got 7 hours on it. It's 51% off. For that percentage off, that is not bad hourage. And if you were doing a lot of mowing, that would definitely do good for you. But before we buy anything, I'm going to actually go in and talk to the bank a little bit more. This was my money that is straight out of my account, and I want to see how much they'll give me for a loan, and we're going to just max it out right away. They'll give me $500,000 in a loan, and we have maxed it out, so we have now $1.5 million. Let's see if we can make some smart investments with that. First thing I'm thinking is we need to establish a base of operations because we're going to be doing a number of things. Anything that the game offers, like productions or farming or livestock or forestry, whatever we want to do that's in the game, we're going to be allowed to do, which means we'll have multiple locations. But to start, we need somewhere not too expensive. These are a good price and they're not overly large. They're near town, near the store. Of course, you have these pieces over here that get a little bit more expensive, but you start to get better into the farming situation here. And then you have these pieces up here, which are all very large, flat sections that are very useful. So I'm not exactly sure. I'm kind of curious to look into like one of these pieces here, because if we did that, let's see what we could get going. We could do, we could just do cattle even. Like we don't have land to support it, but we could try to pick up enough land to do that. Actually, the cattle would go very well with part of our business. I think we will get into cattle. I think we'll get into just about everything and really just try to build up everything we can. Bees, not a bad one to start with. If we look at factories, we actually have some options in here. So one I would like to talk about is the cement factory. It is a little pricey, but what you do is you put stones in here and then you get the concrete cement products. And then we'd be able to turn around and just sell those, right? And what's cool is for $100,000, we have the debris crusher, and all it does is sit here and spawn rocks. So you can have sit here, spawn rocks, sit here and take rocks, conveyor belt across maybe even, and just automatically be making money. Just, come get your products, move them, sell them. Sounds kind of cool. I think it could work. I don't know if it's worth the investment. I bet it is. So we could set that up as a little bit of a start. It's kind of an expensive option. You have generators, of course, as well, but again, those are not cheap. Though it would be nice to maybe have a couple of them just to have some money rolling in, try to cover the loan expense that we just took out. Let's go for it. I genuinely think we can make this work. I'm going to buy that piece. We're down to 1.4 million, and it already had carrots on it, by the way, in case you were wondering. Carrots that are ready to harvest. Do we harvest the carrot? It's only an acre, 2 acres. We could harvest these carrots. I mean, how much are carrots worth? How much is this field worth? Got 108,000 liters of carrots in here. Just out of curiosity, what's a carrot sell for? It's like a high price of $4.56. So we have $49,000 worth of carrots there at max carrot value. What does a vegetable harvester cost to this top lifting harvester? Pulls vegetables out of the ground. So they all do the same thing, right? So theoretically, you could do one of these smaller ones. You could lease it. Oh, really small. Bigger? Oh, man. Oh, it is what it is. Whoa. This one actually has like a tank or what? Oh, yeah, that one does have a tank. Well, what do you cost to lease? $5,100. I don't know how much that tank holds, but we're not far from town. If the sell point, when is that high? Let's see. January? What would we get right now if we just sold it? Like 41,000. Okay. Part of me wants to just harvest the carrots. I'm not gonna lie, they're kind of pretty. They're kind of neat. But I'm not here to scrounge up every last dollar. I'm here to make dollars fast. So I think I'm just gonna paint over it with grass. Sorry, but we're gonna move on with our own plans. You can call Bugs Bunny and complain later, okay? Boom. We have an open pad. Perfect. Now, let's look into what we could do here. I'm liking some of the options we had. I do actually like doing the cows and stuff like that, but I want to get the other land and equipment we're going to need to do that. What if we just throw in a couple of these down here? We'd make upwards of 9,000 a piece. It'll take a long while to pay off. Well, we'll hold off on it. It is something that we'll look into. I'm going to go with the debris crusher rock idea. We're going to see what happens here. So first, the debris crusher, that's about the size that looks. Let's see what here it is. The cement factory is quite a bit larger. It puts the product right there. You input there. Oh, what if? Okay. So what if you did something like where you put this in here and then you put, the debris crusher, here. That would work. Am I being greedy if I push that back like that to take up even more land in the hillside? Probably, but if the game's going to let me do it, then I'm going to do it. Thank you. So we're going to pop that there. Let's see where we want to put this one in now. So, if I didn't have to access that. Although, if I did make it I wonder if I could just set the trigger. Ooh, there's a chance we could make this work. There's a good chance we're going to make this work. So I'm going to put it right there. I think we're going to just put this in right here. Why not? I think I can make that work. It's going to let me place it. Boop. We'll see what happens. So that is, in theory, going to be our little money maker. Should just keep giving us infinite product, infinite money. We'll build warehouses out here to store it so we can sell at the high. And then what we'll do is, see, this is, you input the materials. And so what we'll do is maybe try to run one of the little conveyors and just have it run right over. I was trying to get it even closer, but I didn't want to have things overlap, and that's where it said to place it, so I just went with it here. We need to let it pick up some more rock and stuff there. As you can see, it's going. Should I? How much? They're cheap. Let's do it. Let's get a belt right now. So this should be able to pick them up from the bunker. We're going to buy it $5,000. I don't have a vehicle of any kind. We need one. Landini for $21,000. Not interested in that, though. I'll buy this little dude. It might be slow, but when you don't have a tractor and you're trying to save money, by the time we get there, the train will be gone. That's good. Okay. This should be able to take the materials and infinitely put them into our cement factory. And right there in that front pad is where the materials will spawn. So I'm probably going to build the warehouse right off to that side. And we can even get that automated to a degree as well. We'll see how that goes. But we're going to utilize this $183,000 field as much as we can. Try to cram as much as we can in here. Reasonably so. Maximize the value per acre, know what I'm saying? So unfortunately, we are going to have this reach much further, and that makes me wish I could just extend this. But unfortunately, that will not be the case. So it's going to have to just sit right there, and we're going to have to figure out, maybe the pile will get big enough. Another one of those would be too big. I might just let it drop and then do another one of those pile picker-uppers, because another actual one could get too big. Let's see what we got. Then again, I wonder if that gets close enough. So we have this one. Another one of those would be nice. Just have it pick up, dump on the ground, and then pick up again. That might be what I do. That's just way too long. I don't need that much space. I need enough space for that to drop a pile there and then have another one that just dumps it in. I think that's just the extent of what I'm going to have to do, which is cheaper anyways. It's not really how you're supposed to use it. Let's try it, though. I mean, if it doesn't work, all I have is another $5,000 conveyor belt that picks stuff up off the ground. I'll find another use for it. All right, so we're going to try and line this one up. I think right. Luckily, I have a little pointer I can just bring it right to. And you know what? That's going to work really, really well. I don't think we're going to have too much problem. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm going to let that fill up even... Well, should I just let it start filling? Hold on. Also. No, I can't. Okay. I was wondering about that. I was like, could I just set that to distributing? Nope, that's fine. So it's inactive, not running right now. Can hold up to 240,000 liters. And this thing, I don't know how many it spawned. I don't think it'll tell me or anything. Not many. Not many at all. Let's see if it works, though. So I'm going to turn that one on. Yep. Okay. We got to turn this one on to continue it. And it'll dump in there. Yo. So this will just sit over here and just... Money. All right, so it took like pretty much all of it. As it dumps in, it'll continue there, as you see. But that needs to get more material in it before it'll really do much of anything. We might end up pulling material faster than it provides it. We'll see what happens. But I'm going to let that continue building until once it has a little bit more in there, we'll turn on the cement factory. But now that we have that business pretty much done, I mean, it's not done. We have warehouse stuff and, like a forklift or whatever to need. But otherwise, that's solid. We're going to move on to the next part of our $1 billion acquisition process here. What is it? I don't know. Whatever we may come up with next, to be honest with you. This appears to be the pallet barn right here that we have base game. So I think that's going to be what we're going to have to use. I don't really have a choice. Unless there's one in sheds, but I don't think so. Okay. Not a problem. It's $49,000. Unfortunately, a little more expensive, but not terrible. And not 100% required for what we're doing here, but it is definitely something I would like to have added, so we're going to do so. I'm not going to back it all the way into that tree. We're going to leave just a tiny bit of room. I think right there ought to work. We'll go ahead and put in the pallet storage. 250 pieces now can be stored right there. And that is going to be the last of our upgrades. I know I said we were done, but I figured we might as well just go ahead and do this piece. So now we've got to figure out what else we want to do to make some money. One of the things I'm thinking about, simply put, I'm going to plop at least one generator down, maybe here. Overlaps. This might be something we force in. It's a bit of a shadowed area. Might not be the best. Where's the sun? Hold on now. Honestly, yeah, those trees are going to be kind of a problem. It really needs to be out more that way or that way. Could toss in one of them tall boys. Not going to use the area for much else, you know what I mean? I bet you the town wouldn't like... Well, actually, I've seen places with these kind. Oh, heck. I might just do her. Yeah, I'm going to go for it because then I'll know that we are at least covering our loan costs that we did take. So we're down to $720,000. Remember, we started $1 million, borrowed $500,000, bought this field for $83,000, and this is where we're at now. One of the things we should figure out is a vehicle. So let's look into that next. Ooh, a little Fent for sale. Don't really need that little guy, especially for a price like that, unless we're doing grapes. If we get into grapes, then we'll come back and look at it. Got some balers. Very cool. Not bad. I got a big old mother bin you could use. That wouldn't be bad at all. You'd be getting a lot of storage for cheap. For $81,000, you'd get 141 meters cubed. Just out of curiosity, if you built you a silo for around the same price, we were talking 80 something. Here you are, 200,000 liters. Oh, well, you can get more in a silo. So yeah, it's not worth it. For the same price, you could get more storage. But that's mobile, I guess. That's not bad. Oh, that's not what oh, yeah, it is. It is, but okay. Let's look at land. Let's look at land first. Before we look at the equipment, we gotta look at land. So I do like this area. Flat, easy to build, but that's gonna be larger expansion stuff that I want to do up there. So we're gonna save that land for when that comes. Farming, all the general land, great for that. Where we want to do our farm, I'm thinking here. This is where you have a farm naturally in the game. There is one right here. If we go visit, you'll see the barn, cattle, the fields, and everything around here. They got that pallet storage. So you can get all of these assets, right? This whole farmyard, $172,000. Then you buy the fields extra. But everything you see here, the silos, house, and all, for about $170,000. Yeah, 172,728. That's a good deal. If you're trying to build the same thing, you're not going to build it for that price. And this is a good flat pad. It is a spot that's not bad. But check this place out over here. Just across the road and down here is this beautiful, well-ready flat pad. Goes all along this, comes all the way up along the riverfront. I dig it. I think this is a really cool spot. If it's a really, 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 really wet season, sure, maybe it floods. But honestly, that river's pretty far down to the point where you kind of only see the top of boats. Like, it could still definitely flood. Don't get me wrong. But I just think it's a neat little area to be down here. So we're going to see. I'm not sure what's the best option. We've got sunflowers, I don't know, sugar beets and green beans. Okay, some interesting crops. Up there next to us where we were, that's some wheat growing. That's not too bad. I think we want to get into animals. I'm thinking that's what I want to do. That and silage, of course, is a really good money maker. How big is this sprayer? Because I might just buy the sprayer. It's on sale. We will most likely need one. And for $16,000, you can't quite go wrong. 24 meter. I'd be able to put the front deal on that. I could cover quite a bit of acres. I honestly like doing that better than having something to pull behind. It's a good place to start. What was the hours? 15? It's getting a little up there. We will have to do some repairs. But I don't really care about repairs on implements. I care about repairs generally on my tractors and stuff. It's when I usually care about that more. But that is kind of getting up there a little bit. It's not too bad. It's usually 30 to get that thing, so it's not bad at all. I think we will probably go ahead and buy it, just because, like I said, we don't have a tractor yet. I know. Oh, look, we could get one of these dudes for 90%, 60% off. We don't have the vegetables no more. But getting that sprayer makes me feel better because we're going to need it regardless. So I'm happy with it. Next up, we have tractors. Not that. Probably this John Deere is about one of the best options we have to look at right now. Unfortunately, I don't like the price. I would like to buy one on sale, but that's not going to be doable in this situation. In this situation, I think I most prioritize field tractor. What are we looking at for price and medium? Starting at 58, and that's at 160 horsepower. They come up for sale so often, I'm just very tempted, but tractors are one of those things I do want to keep the repairs lower on. So what if we bump the engine horsepower up to 225? We'll let the wheels stay for now. That's 83,000. I think I could live with that. I think that's a tractor that could work pretty good for us for a while. Let's do it. Let's get it. All right. $99,858 later. We're down to $620,000 now. At $1.5 million, sure goes fast. And we have a tractor and we have a building making rock. We don't really have much of anything else at the moment. One thing we could do, and it's not something I'm going to get in habit of doing myself. I might get in habit of setting AI up to do it. We could do contracts. To start, let's take a look. Yeah, we got some fertilizing contracts. Just for fun, we could do some spraying as well. Okay. Yeah, you know what? Let's accept this contract right here. We are to spray herbicide on field 78. I do really like that field, so I'm excited to take you guys down there and look at it. Let's fill up with some herbicide here, and then we'll sneak down there and get started on this little contract. Now, one of the things you guys are going to notice that's going to be different from this series to the other one is in this one, my approach is going to be different with focusing a lot more on production chains and having a variety of things going on. We're focusing less on narrowing into one specific market, and we're going to be kind of branching out and diversifying into a number of different industries and aspects. That way we can accumulatively build $1 billion. We will also not use any mods that majorly break anything or give us an insane advantage. I will use mods that make it more realistic or provide a small quality of life. For example, we've got some stuff in right now that gives us some additional information, field information when we look at it, and lets us create fields with a cultivator. And we even have one that makes the fuel price, the diesel price, fluctuate, go up and down. And I thought that would be neat because it would be a little bit more realistic that way. So we've got some stuff like that, but otherwise we are playing a relatively unmodded series. But if you're curious what mods we are using, I will make sure that they are all available on TheFormalMods.com. That's TheFormalMods.com, the mod site by Farm Sim players for Farm Sim players. If you want to check it out, link in the description down below. All right, this is our field to work on. Now what I want to show you, we bring up the GPS menu. We can use the AI very easily. So this is one of the things that we're going to do. We will let the AI work on contracts, but for this one, we're going to do it ourselves. So I'm just going to turn it on, start pulling forward, and press this button to tell it to get over on the line. And what this is going to do is let now the GPS run the tractor. Standard in Farm Sim 25, as many of us likely know by now. That means console players can enjoy this function as well. Super, super nice. Can I be honest with you? I don't know why we're fertilizing or herbiciding this. I mean, it does have weeds. I guess they're just trying to get rid of them for harvest. What is this even? Oh, potatoes. Okay, good to know. Now that we've done a whole headland pass around the outside of the field, we're going to just hit the down and backs through the mid. It's only going to be 2, maybe 3. It's not going to be many. This contract will bring in about $3,800. Nothing to write home about, but it is at least something. But what we need to do is finalize what fields we want, what crops we want, and everything like that. So, do we get into the cattle immediately? They can be quite expensive to get into, and I don't know if they're the most appropriate decision at this time. But it is something that we can very easily expand to, especially if we do corn and we could get into the silage with that. We could even, needing the hay and grass work, the silage that we use from that and the hay that we use from that and all could be used with cattle in conjunction very well as well. So I do think they'll go well together, but we will see. Part of me is thinking we're going to have all of these different farms going that all kind of work together. Maybe I ought to be making it so eventually we have this on a server or something and multiple people working on it, because it sounds like it's going to get to be a lot of work. And if our previous attempts to earn $1 billion in this game showed us anything, we can make about $1 million. We are playing this on New Farmer, by the way. I set this up on New Farmer with no loan initially. We do have a $500,000 loan now. And I did not keep the starting farm. A little trick, if you do take the starting farm, but you don't want it, you then just sell everything off, you can get up to around $1.5-ish million. And then you can borrow your $500,000 that you get to borrow again. And now you'd be up to like $2 million. So you could be sitting a little bit prettier if you actually do take the starting farm. We got this contract done, so we're gonna take our money and move on. $3,800. Thank you very much. $3,800 the buck. And we could do rock removal. Now this has a benefit. Oh, not the type of rock I'm thinking. Stone picking is what I'm thinking, which could have a benefit. Not a big field, but we could take the stones. So I am tempted to do that contract and maybe even pick up one of those pieces of equipment on sale eventually. Not often you see a man excited about stones, but I am definitely curious about this one. Let's take a gander. Is there a stone picker currently available? I don't think so. No. So if I wanted to do that, I'd have to borrow theirs. Do I get to keep the stones? I'm going to borrow the items and do this contract just out of curiosity to find out if we can keep the stones. So we're over here in the borrowed case. I'm just going to pull. Honestly, there's no way we're going to get enough stones to need that crimpy. But it's nice to know that it's here because I'll use that to haul it over to our place. I did fence off that little spot, so I might have to find a unique way to make that work. Ooh, we could add another conveyor belt. Funny. It's going to work, though. We're up to $622,000 is where we're sitting right now. We had to spend a little to borrow for this contract, but in the name of science. Now we just got to pull in and unfold. This is that starting farm I was talking about, the one we did not take. There were rocks in this field, and we're going to take the contract for it. So we're going to not hire the worker. We're going to turn on, actually, no, we're going to sit through this one, but let it be known that in the future we can and will hire the workers. I want to go through and see what it's like here, though. So if we pick up these stones, not a big field, will we be able to take them and utilize them? If so, it might be worth take those contracts and supplement our business. It would also be interesting to get a lime production factory, and we could use these rocks gathered and the rocks from our other facility to produce lime. We could then use that lime on contracts and to sell, and for our own fields as well. Could potentially be very, very useful if done correctly. So we might look into that. We'll see. I'll tell you what, if we wanted to make money fast, we would see where the corn stands. We would see how much a field costs, and we would see about getting that into silage, because it's going to have to sit a little whiles anyway. But that can really build up money quick. It does take quite a bit more investment. In fact, likely all of the money we have left. For it to be worth it, it would probably be more money than we currently actually have. What fields have corn? We've got some. 79's $118,000 to buy. This one up here is $70,000 to buy. Not too bad there. $300,000? No, not really as much corn around here as one would think there'd be. All right, we've got that contract finished, and it didn't need the crimpy trailer, just like I had said. So let's run this back over our direction, drop this off at our place, and then redeem our little bit of money we got out of the deal. Okay, we are back. This is the location that I already fenced off, but I could and should make that a gate. Let's do that. I wonder if it'll let me. All I can put is a tiny little walk gate. That's cute. So I'm going to put a gate there. And then, oh, I have a bigger gate. Maybe I should have done the big gate. That's fenced. Do I have a little gate? Oh, what are you? Like a half gate situation, yeah. Oh, yeah, you are. What if we did that? Okay. And then pull you down to there. And then put that there. Hello? Open door. What? You had spirit. I mean, you got the spirit. You really do. But it does seem to be execution that you're lacking. I am really confused. How does that work? So I had it there, but it went like that. So does that mean I need to, what? Should I have it like this? Oh, open door. That'll work. We're figuring it out. Kinda. Then we have a gate there. And then I'm just going to fence that. It feels excessive, but I'm going to go all the way down to there. Just because it didn't look right otherwise. Okay, now it is cut off from the rest of the world like I want, but now we have access with a small little gate. Could have done a bigger one. Should have done a bigger one. Might do a bigger one someday. But for now, it'll do. So I'm just going to back in here, and we're going to dump our load. Come on, you can do it. There you go. Look, see, that one's dumping now too. Everyone's dumping. Yay! Except that's a lot more rocks than we have. All right, we got our rocks off. Now we need to close the gate. There we go. It's still working. Heck yeah, dude. Money generator. Love to see that. Let's see how full it's getting. 7,000 liters now. Nice. Making progress. Okay, so this is all taken care of. Let's return this stuff. Go ahead and collect our reward. There we go. We're up to $618,000. We have gone down. Did I buy something? Is it because I took the rock? Was I supposed to sell the rock? No shot. I was supposed to sell the rock, right? No. What? I don't know how to feel about that. What other thing could we get into? I want to go up and look at that one. There was a cornfield, not too large, like $70,000 up there. And it's an area I want to expand to eventually. If we have material storage here and we have the land, we can get more industrial. Maybe we could do greenhouses like that along here and then just take their product and store it. It's not like they do crazy money, but we could try to get into the canning Let's look into that. What actually can we make? Preserved food. It takes all of those thingies. I don't see... Oh, yeah, carrots are on that list. All that different stuff. Rice, garlic, I think, or something like that. Or onions, maybe. I don't know. Spinach, green beans, parsnip. Okay, there's a number of things there. I think that's like red beet. Is that even eggs? This might not be a bad idea. We could start out with this like little guy. You know, you can have a little guy right here. Everyone loves a little guy. What can I grow anything that I can put in that in a greenhouse? Let's see. Yes. Yes, I can. Okay. So let's assume we started here. I could just start doing greenhouses, and then I can put that production thing somewhere around over here. How do these place? Where do the things spawn? Let's find out. Boop. Okay. On the side I thought they did. Good, 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 good. We're going to put another one, I think, right there. That's not perfectly in line, but it is in line enough. We're going to put another one right there. And no, they're not going to be perfect. Sorry. And we're going to put another one probably... let's do that one there. Okay. Any more? Maybe one more. Can I wait. I mean, in theory, right? In theory, I could just stick that right there. There's a chance I'd regret this, but it's a chance I'm willing to take. Let's try it. I think that'll work for me. So we have now these greenhouses. We might as well just complete the asphalt instead of having one grass little strip down the middle. And that's how that's going to go in. You know what? Can I flatten you? Can I? Yes, I can. Let me flatten you back. Sorry. Appreciate you. And now we have greenhouses, not perfectly aligned. I could have done better. I should have done better. I'll probably regret it and change them eventually. We have a preserved food factory, at least a small one we can work with. It'll get us started. I think that's going to work okay. I need to get... Do I have water distributors or anything? Do I need to get a water trailer? Let's try and see what happens when we use these water tanks. Can I put them on the back side? Where can I put them? Do I need access to it? I don't think so. Should I just put it by the tank that exists? Okay, I think we're just going to try and see what happens if we put them on the back side. Don't know if that'll work, but it's what I'm going to try. So now they all have another supplementary tank. It has water. It has water. Okay, so that's working. Good. It keeps them at like a minimum water level. I think that's how that works. So now, what can I put into that thing? I could do, because I'll just do all of them to start. We could do chili peppers, eggs, garlic. Oh, man, a whole lot. Okay. Okay, so chili peppers. I think if I set it to distributing, it should go to the preserved food factory right away itself. Garlic, we're going to do distributing. Can I do lettuce at all? No. Okay. Napa cabbage. Any Napa cabbage? Napa cabbage can. Okay. That'll be distributing. Can I take... What's next? Spring onion. Yes, I can. Strawberries, let's check. I'm not seeing strawberries, no. And tomatoes. Can I do tomatoes? Don't see tomatoes. So that's what I'm going to roll with for now. It's going to end up being chili peppers, garlic, Napa cabbage, and spring onion. Okay, I'm going to go ahead, go through activate. Only the ones we have set up and the ones that we want. So those 1, 2, 3, and 4. We will have all of these running. And now we have 2 production companies rolling right here on this same property. Not going to start the preserved food factory yet, just as we don't have the cement factory going. 10,000 stones loaded in there so far, by the way. Everything's growing. Looks good, looks good. It has water and growing, has water and growing, has water and growing. Wonderful. Everything is doing okay. Everything has water as it should. I can be happy. Nice. All right, at this stage, we're down to $429,000. We've spent a far majority of that money right here, and we're trying to work fast to get in this piece to, earn us a bit of something. And we've also spent a bit of money on this setup right here. This is, of course, the equipment we bought just a little bit earlier. I'm returning it back from the field we were just in, and though it does seem like we've spent a lot of money, I think we're gonna be okay. We're doing pretty good so far. We've got 2 pretty well set up production chains. We're gonna see what they end up bringing in for us. The next thing I want to go check out, however, is going to be that cornfield. Okay, we made it up to the little field that I wanted to look at. It's not much, but it is $70,848 for 3 acres, on which has about, you ain't gonna tell me how many liters of corn or nothing? Oh, that's a shame. That would have been nice to know. I could buy the land and sell it. So if I buy the land, I'm sure it'll tell me. How many liters? How many liters? It didn't tell me. Come on! Well, it worked on the other field. Could be because it's still growing. Well, it was worth a try. I'm not sure that is worth really doing at this time. Let's see. Equipment-wise, what do we got? Anything that would really make that... Ooh, well, oh my. There's a lot of stuff in here that, even that. I could use that on that little field. Okay. Well, here's an interesting thought. Those are some grass fields right there, for example. And if you see, grass is ready to be harvested right now. If I do grass and maybe the corn, the silage could be worth it. I'm just not like 100% certain on if the silage is worth getting into yet this year, just because of the cost of the equipment. We could look into the lease. Lease very well probably is worth. Let me run down here and look at these grass fields for a moment. You know what we need to do? We need to get a vehicle for putting around so I can explore the land and come up with ideas. Taking our tractor, not a good idea. Putting hours on it for no reason. It's slow. It's not fuel efficient. I crash into things. Yeah, these are not too bad. We can get a little bit off of them. What are the price? 72, 57, 25, 190, 117, 206. Okay. The thing is, from our current location, this is across the ferry. I'm not, like, unused to that travel. That's not the end of the world. And that field in front of us has actually been mowed, but that's all grass, too. But if that is something we want... Ooh, that has too many hours to get that. Sorry. That would have been neat, but too many hours. Can't do it. However, bale wrapper, a lot of hours on it, too. Though an implement like that, I'm not as worried about. We don't have to do bales, though. We could try just picking this up, so we could just mow, pick up the chaff, dump it in, and then we could, same kind of method for the corn. And I think I'm at the point where I would do the corn if I wanted to do the corn. Of course, if we needed to do hay, we could. That's pretty big, though. If you needed a big old mower, whew, don't need it yet, though. Could get into baling, but okay. I think I have an idea of what I would like to do. This is not necessarily what I want to get because it's too big, but I think that's probably along the lines of what we're going to do. So let's see what we've got for options. We could handle... That one would be the max that we would be able to do. That'd be pushing it. That's 40, that's 35, that's 26. I think you're going to be the winner. I think you're going to be the one that I want right here. Silage additive tanks. Can put that on there for an extra $2,000. Put silage additive in. Might be something we consider. It's up to $100,000 at that point. Sucker's brand new. It's expensive. We could start down here, one of these two, but this one gets close enough to this price, I might as well just go with it. So it's between this right here or this one right here. 8.9 versus 2.3. And we have a tractor that handles around 9.8 is what it's at. So okay, it would be fine enough. It's $5,000 to lease this. So we could lease it and try it out, make sure we like it, which is what we're probably going to end up doing. But we also need to eye a mower. Does my tractor? No. Front attached, not going to happen with this. Okay. I can probably get that changed. Let's see. Front weight. If we drop that down, I can... Nope. No, I can't. No, okay. Not the end of the world. I'm going to have to think on this one here for just a little bit. But that's all right, because we got to let time pass for our facility we already have invested into here. So I'm going to take a moment and think through our options, and we'll figure out what we're going to expand to next. We've explored some good options. We just got to decide which one's best. Well, y'all, I sped time forward. It is now 6 a.m. on September 2nd. If I haven't mentioned this already, we have 4 days per month. That makes each day essentially 1 week. And we did not make much money at all yesterday at all. But we did make enough to cover our loan payment, so can't complain. I mean, sure, I could complain, I guess. But I'm looking at this, just trying to determine if there is any expansion necessary. We could fill in lime production here, but honestly, I feel like we're using the rocks already at a rate enough that I don't want to pull more off for that. But down here, we do have a space open. So if we grab these, we can see we could actually put down some bunkers. Maybe put these over here. That wouldn't be a terrible spot for those to go. That would be good. Because I'm definitely thinking about getting into some silage stuff. Now, is this the location to do that? I don't know. We don't seem to have too much for good grass around here. We got some here. There's corn here that we could use. Then there was some more corn down here. Before I fully decide on that, I want to look at contracts because that might play into my decision making here. I want to see what's out and available. Okay. All right, we got an idea of what's out there. So what we could do is if we wanted to, we could send our worker out and have them do some work. And then we can focus on some hay and silage. If we do an absolute ton of mowing, this would be worth getting. It is currently 51% off. It has 7 hours, which is not too bad, especially given the price that they are offering. The thing is, given our budget, it is quite expensive. So I don't think it's something I can decide to use at this time. I think we're probably going to have to lease. I don't see much of a solution otherwise. To lease a forage harvester, the fence the cheapest, and its lease price $23.9 thousand, almost $24,000. That's not even everything, the header and then a trailer. I know what I want to get into. It's just trying to find a way to make the math work. Okay, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to get a hired worker started because I have been sat here going through all this in my head, mathing out some sales and the land and everything, and we're going to have to check the land before we really make a decision on that. So I think I'll just borrow for $600. That's a steal. We'll use their equipment to run down there and do this job. Actually, we'll let the AI do it. You know how it'll work. But I've been playing around with, I want to get into silage. And I want to get into cattle. And we might even do like sheep. I mean, I'm down to get into just about anything and everything. But I'm trying to think of what to do right away. And we can do both corn and we can do a hay silage. So that's what I'm favoring. It's just trying to find a way to make that math out with our $428,000 we have right now. To give you a rough idea, it was going to be about $30,000 just to lease a corn forage harvester and header. And that's not even including any sort of trailer along with that. So we are going to pull into the field and just get started to work here. Unfold the tool, get the AI set up, and luckily they're fairly smart and should be able to do the majority of this field themselves. And with the size this thing comes in at, it is not going to take them long at all. We'll let them start around the headland, and told them to get to work. So if this is going to work, I don't know. He's cultivating. Let me just watch up here and make sure he kind of curves this headland. As long as that happens, we'll know it's working and we'll move on. Yep, sure did. Curved right on around it, no problem. Okay, so we're back over to our place now. And here's what I've been thinking. We have a cluster of hay fields in this area. They're the only current grass fields. And though I was trying to avoid it because we do it all the time, I feel like I can get into that cheaper and easier than I can the corn. The corn there and then the corn here. Oh, and there's also corn right down here in 89. I wonder if I could... That's $300,000 to buy that? Woo! Wouldn't even be able to buy it to get the corn off it. All right, y'all, here's the deal. I My gut just has not been able to pull the trigger on any of the silage options because I prefer to do corn mainly because I just, nothing against the grass. We just did a lot of that in our other billionaire challenges and I wanted to switch it up a little bit. I still think it's very worth it and we probably should and will. I just don't want to start right out with it. We probably should, and I probably shouldn't continue to be stubborn on this. It's just my gut tells me that I should start with it, but we'll see if I end up stop being stubborn or not. Ooh, you know what? This little spot would be good where this tractor's sitting for the fuel. But hear me out. What if we did some of these? Could do some bees. We could pick some bees around and have them spawn in over here somewhere respectably. So let's see. Maybe we could put it just back here. It's not like the super best place for it. Okay, here's what I'm thinking. We'll put some of these in to fill some space a little more. So I'm going to put one. We'll put one right here and then another one. And then why not have another one? Got a whole set of them right there. Flying right out into the side of the barn. We'll stick this one. Actually, if I put it out to right there or there, then I can just squeeze in some more boom like this. And another one bites the dust. Look there. Burm, burm, burm. Okay, so now let's see where we can put this. Probably go ahead and have it right here. Couldn't be a better spot for it. Let's do it. Boom. So that's where they'll spawn. And what if I just straight up fill this in completely? What if we put another one there? And as much as I want to put another one in that spot, I'm not going to because I want to be able to walk past and access that. Now, this part, I am going to grass this in. We're making this for the bees, so we're going to make sure that the bees are happy. Okay, that is a start. We have a spot for them to spawn. Hopefully it works. And we have a bunch of them flying around me right now. But I've got this all to where you can walk between here and access it as you need. So they're going to fly between the boards, head out and do their bee thing. Y'all seen the bee movie. So now I'm going to put this in, I think right about there. That's going to be for fuel. We will go ahead and top this off as well. Make sure we have some fuel in there. We're down to 380,000 now. Oh, yeah, it goes so fast. And now I think in this area, we might as well have more bees. And there you go. I put them in a row this time. I don't know why. Just kind of thought, why not? So bees, got some bees. We can put bees all kinds of places. I mean, bees are pretty, they can go just about anywhere. But down to $341,000. But we've unlocked a award for having so many bees. This guy is pretty close, 80% done with this contract. And if you look, we have, well, frankly, the most value that we have is diesel fuel, water, and herbicide. So that's not a good thing. We might need to rely here on the contracts just a little bit to get us started. Let's see what else. We've got mowing and wood transport. We got harvesting, fertilizing. Some of the baling can pay pretty well. We just don't have a baler right now, but we could lease this one for $200 and test it out. And there is one for sale. I could kind of decide if I would like to have one. It doesn't say where to transport the bales. It just says bale. I'm willing to try that. All right, this is the piece of equipment we are going to test out. Now, as I said, there is, or at least has been one for sale. It might not be for sale. Oh, here it is. $96,000 to buy it, but it has 40 hours on it almost. So it's got bad hours. Now this particular one here has 50 hours on it, so it actually has even more. But we are going to at least test it out, get an idea if I like it, and if I do, hey, maybe we'll pick one up ourselves. Oh my goodness, I got pulled out in front of and I wrecked this thing. It's just a big lawnmower. Put a mower right on the front of this, boys. Hear me out. Give me an attacher right on the front where I can just stick a mower and then it bails too right there. Somebody do it, please. Somebody give me an attacher right up front. Sorry. I'm just looking at this thinking to myself, where? Ah, right up there. That's where. I was trying to find where the engine was on this thing because I was like, it don't quite make sense. But it's right there snuck behind the cab. Oh, I see. Only down... Wait, oh, wait, what? What did you harvest? That Ben harvested sorghum, and he wants me to bale the straw sorghum. Oh, okay. I can't barely see what I'm doing. Now, in theory, if I set this to the width of whatever he harvested, I would be able to use the GPS. What happens if I just click OK? That's not quite right. So he didn't use 10 meters. Wonder if he had more like an 8 meter. Ooh, that's closer. He had bigger than 8. Maybe he had like a good 8.3 more. He had a good 8.5. What do you say? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's the one. Okay, let's try that. Our other contract just completed, by the way, but we're gonna drop down, turn on, pull forward, round bell nets in there. Hopefully, should be. Says it is. Straws being picked up. GPS set up. Dude, figured it out. 8.5 is what he was running. So we're about 70% on this. You know what? This is really a useful piece of equipment, and I might just consider buying it because we don't have a tractor that can do the mowing baling combo at the same time, which was my mistake. We might buy one of these. 95,000. That's what it would take. How big of bales do you want, my friend? Because that's not like that large. Let's make them 180s. I don't know if he wants 180s, but I'm gonna go up to 180s. Oh, dude. Wait, there's something nice about just driving a baler. Hold on. This is interesting. If I set the cruise... Oh, now it's going to go up to a higher speed. It was doing 6 back there. Oh, we're getting a little off on our size, but it's picking it all up. Oh, except for there. It didn't really get that, but it is getting this bar. Okay. So we're a little tiny off on a little bit of it, but I think we mostly got it right. Well, I think that I'm going to knock this out, get an idea whether or not we should and could buy one of these. Let me know what you guys think we need to be doing with our $340,000 here. But I'm going to go collect our money on the other contract and continue knocking this one out. So I'll tune in with you guys on the next one.